What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to YGOPD, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Professional Development, and I've had a lot of asks back since when Elf got banned to revisit this concept. I was waiting a while and trying to really figure it out. I think I've gotten close enough where I feel confident sharing it. This is Ghoti Spright. We are back again with the Synchro variant. I think this actually has a lot of potential, very unexplored, and a very good option if you don't feel like forking out money to play anywhere from 1 to 3 Rebellions. You can pick up the Ghoti package for a lot less than that. So before I hop into it, thank you all to my new public subs. My voice is a little hoarse right now. I'm going to wait and do the shout out in the next video. But again, I just want to recognize and say thank you all. If you hear me in the back crunching on junk, that is just, I have some sore throat stuff that I'm trying to use to help me recover and record. But I wanted to still bring this to you, kind of talk through it. And if this gets enough love, maybe like 1,000 views, I don't know why the algorithms decided to tank my channel the past month or two, but regardless, this gets a good bit of love. I'm going to, if a lot of people want it, showcase maybe some combos as well as a few live duels with this as well. But consider this kind of just the revamp and the new proof of concept. I don't think it's solved yet, but really kind of working on it. This is at 40 cards and it's 100% gas. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. Okay, starting with the Sprite package, this is going to be pretty straightforward, I think. I don't think there's a ton that needs to be said. It's going to be pretty standard here. 3 blue, of course, 3 jet, and then lastly, just the 1 red and the 1 carrot. I think this is fine. You can bump this up, but again, space is so tight. You really want to play a lot of extenders in this variant. I think this could be a really good 60 card pile. This is at 40, and like I said, it's pretty much all gas. There's not much hand trap space in here, if at all. I'll talk a little bit about that why when I get to it, but again, extenders are probably your friend in this variant. After that, we play the 2 starter and the 1 smasher, of course, freshly from that ban list a little bit ago. And then we are on the nimble package. I've talked about this before, but the nimble package is necessary for this variant. 3 angler. I've been a fan of angler. Angler matters at 3 here because you can always search one on your opponent's turn to set up for follow-up for following plays. It's a level 2 fish, which also matters for the Ghoti package. And you have a lot of ways to discard this through things like the adventure package and sign up mining and that kind of thing. The nimbles that we're focusing on are 1 sunfish and 2 manta. I literally just don't have a 3rd manta. All that matters is you have 3 nimble fishes. It could be whatever. It could be 3 sunfish, 3 manta, any combination of 2. As long as you just have 3 names that are all nimbles and they're all fish, that's all that matter. This matters because leaving a fish on board lets you trigger shift by banishing it from grave for cost, and then it can then trigger and special summon back on your opponent's turn during the next standby phase to then synchro summon on your opponent's turn. After that, the Ghoti package is still the same, just 2 main deck monsters here, 1 Shift and 1 Zep. Shift is what you're dumping on your turn, and then Zep is what you're banishing on your opponent's turn to climb into either the Synchro 8 or the Synchro 10, depending on your board state. That's it for the main Sprite and Ghoti engine there. We are playing the adventure package. For those that don't like this, the bad news is I think this is necessary, but if people have been labbing it and have other ideas, let me know. The main reason I think this is necessary is Elf originally accounted for a lot of that extra bodies on board to be able to synchro and just have synchro material 4. You don't have that now. You need easy ways to get into a 6, and this really does help with that. You can use Griffin to negate on your opponent's turn, and then you have that level 4 token you can easily synchro into a Shift to get your first Ghoti 6 and then get your entire engine rolling. Having the extra body is important, and it's just free with this engine and comes with a lot of extra utility, so we're maxing out on the adventure package. 3 right, 3 Enchantress, and then 1 Draco back, 1 Fateful, and 1 Griffin. Pretty straightforward. Again, this is what's going to facilitate a ton of your plays. The quote-unquote normal summon of the deck here is, we're back on this, but 3 Cyber Skagit is incredible. I talked about this back when Cyber Sprite was first kind of being tooled around with a thing, but this does a lot. This is a 1-card sprint, which gets your full Ghoti engine going by dumping Angler and then getting 2 fish to use that in sprint to get Gigantic. Gigantic gets you Shift. You link those 2 off into something like an IP or different things like that. And then you can banish Shift, and Shift comes back on your turn and you're live and good to go. This is also really cool because it's a good late game normal summon as well. Since it can bring back any level 2, you can normal it, bring back either Zep or Shift or any of your other level 2 tuners. synchro into a 6 and just keep playing from there. This card in any other Sprite variant, I think this has the most utility here. We're also maxing out, because this is our best starter in the deck, we want to see it. So 3 Senate Mining. This also helps again with Angler and Adventure. I've said this before, Silent Mining, discard Enchantress is just like an auto win if you're playing that kind of a deck. And then after that, we are on the Assault Synchron package. We have 3 of these and 3 tuning. I'll talk about Assault Synchron. This paired with Cyber's Gadget is just like super free to climb into Baron or other things before you commit. Using this to make like Herald of the Arclight before you commit. This just really fills in a lot of gaps that the deck was needing. Because the level 6 Ghoti Synchro is generic, you can get to it through this as a general extender and get your engine online that way. So like I said, 3 Assault Synchron and 3 tuning. That's it. That's clean 40 cards. Unfortunately, there's not much hand trap space. This is all gas. I'm still tooling around with this. This is just kind of a proof of concept. I really do like the Ghoti stuff. I think it's really powerful and can set up a good board. I'm just not sure. Maybe it not be worth it now, and the Bestial Synchro variant is better, but I'm just a personal fan of this. So for the extra deck, 1 Ghoti of the Deep Beyond. This is pretty straightforward. This is your big boss monster you're making on your opponent's turn. Banishes everything. Puts you in such a great position because typically you're getting this back, plus shift and or have a nimble Angler already searched in hand. So you can just continue your plays with no problem. And then you also play 1 Oscon. This is the other option of choice. This is essentially a board wipe. This just banishes a card on the field and itself, and then you could banish a fish to special it back. So it's just another free utility. And then we play 2 of our level 6, the Arion Post. This is what really starts the engine. We play 2 just because if one stopped, you really want to still be able to access your engine and not turn off that part of your deck. The extra deck's a little tight, but if you really want to cut one down and just minimize the package, you can. It banishes a fish on summon from the deck, so that's what really just makes things happen. For the rest of the Synchro stuff, we are on 1 Baron and 1 XL Synchro Dragon. Again, Cyber's Gadget into Excel Synchron, into Cupid Pitch with the Ghoti stuff. Just making this is a really easy way to insulate your board. Cupid Pitch as well, and 1 Herald of the Arclight. If you want to target for Cupid Pitch, I would recommend cutting like one of the tunings and putting in a card like Hop Ear Squadron. I'll throw that on screen. Really powerful tuner. I've used that before. Helps you climb again on your opponent's turn. Just a great extender to make, again, another card like an Omni Negate. Pitch is cool because it lets you level modulate, so you can get into a card like Baron a lot quicker to insulate your stuff. So really good there for the synchros. After that, the Sprite stuff is pretty standard, but again, smaller because it's not the focus. The synchros are the focus. 2 Gigantic and 1 Sprint. That's really all you need. And then the generic stuff that's kind of left here is 1 Unicorn, 1 IP. I just wanted something else generic to go into that wasn't Gin Buster to guarantee kind of being able to link stuff off, clear up zones to get Shift in the grave once it's specialed as well. And then the last 2, 1 Mosquito and 1 Zeus. Again, if you really want to cut something, you could cut one of the Arion Posts, the level 6, and put in a downward here if you want that engine, but I don't think it's too needed. You're still getting Zeus either way. But yeah, that's the idea here. Again, that's the deck. Clean 40 cards. This is Ghoti Spright. This is the proof of concept that I have been kind of messing with more recently. I really do like it. I think there's a lot to be explored and a lot to figure out and a lot of room to grow. So thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see combo videos, test hands, live duels with this, let me know. I'm happy to explore it more. That helps me learn the deck better. But I will see you all in the next one. Later.